Sony lenses and converters, oh my. Hey there folks, welcome back to the Photo Video Show where we explore all things photography. I'm your host, Mark Puckett. On today's show, I'm talking about Sony's brand new announcement of all these new lenses. They're releasing 8 new pieces of glass, and most of them are getting quite a bit faster. And I think this is kind of what we've all been waiting for as far as Sony improving their fast glass lineup. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first lens we have up is the Carl Zeiss 35mm f1.4, coming in at $1,598. Here's a few sample images. This was taken on the Alpha 7 Mark II. Amazing looking images. This was taken on the A7S. Again, the color rendition is absolutely gorgeous. Of course, it's Carl Zeiss. I don't really know what we were expecting. And this again was taken with the A7S. This one was taken with the A7R, and I gotta admit, these are some really, really good looking images. I haven't jumped into any of Sony's full frame cameras just yet because I'm kind of waiting to see what they're going to announce this year. Not to mention the A6000 has totally been doing exactly what I needed to do. And the second lens we have up is the Sony 28mm f2.0, and it's coming in at $448. This is a much needed focal range, and this was taken on the Alpha 7 Mark II. And Sony really needed to come out with some faster glass, and I believe that this is their answer, at least initially, to kind of get a few of those focal ranges that were kind of lacking in their E-mount lineup. And this one was taken on the A7 II as well. I think that the images look just absolutely gorgeous. Now they're also coming out with a brand new fisheye conversion for the 28mm. The fisheye converter is going to be $298. And it's a pretty good looking lens overall. I don't know that it's actually going to fit the 16mm, the old style, but they rumored to be coming out with a new fisheye and wide angle converter for both the 16 and the 20. So this was with the 28mm fisheye converter on the A7 Mark II. And this one was taken also on the A7 Mark II. This is the fisheye converter. I think it looks awesome. Of course, I would rather use the fisheye converter on a crop sensor camera, but they're also coming out with a ultra wide converter for the 28mm f2.0, and it's going to come in at $248. This was taken on the Alpha 7 Mark II. Again, great looking image. I just think that the images that come off the Sony sensors they just blow it away. I really, really enjoy them. And again, this is with the A7 Mark II ultra wide converter. They released a comparison as to what the wide angle converter is going to look like as compared to the fisheye. So you get a general idea of what you can expect. Now they're also coming out with a 90mm f2.8 macro G lens that's going to come in at $1,098. And they really needed to come out with a macro lens for the E-mount platform. And I'm almost kind of glad that they went with a G-series lens, because macro photography is a highly specialized type of photography. And you really you want that upper echelon. You want a higher quality piece of glass. If you're going to do a very specialized type of work, you're going to want the best of the best. And G lenses, while they are pretty ridiculously expensive, they are very beautiful. They're sharp, they're gorgeous, the color rendition is amazing, and if that's what you primarily do, or if that is something that you're extremely passionate about, this is going to be the lens that you're going to want to buy if you're running a Sony system. Not to mention that for $1,000 for a really gorgeous macro lens like this, it's not asking a whole lot. And just a few little peeks at these kind of images, and I'm not all that worried about people plopping down that kind of cash for this kind of lens. Next up, we have the Sony 24 to 240 millimeter f3.5 to 6.3 coming in at $998. I think that this lens is probably going to get some mixed reactions. I think some people were expecting or hoping that Sony would release a 70 to 200, just ridiculously low f-stop, maybe like an f2, and I don't think that this is going to please that crowd, but for the focal range, most people, I think, will appreciate the crap out of this lens. And we're talking a huge focal range, and you're only looking at $1,000. If you can cover that massive amount of range all in just one lens, the 6.3, the f6.3 is a little disappointing. I would have liked to have seen it maybe in the 5.6 range, or hopefully, I mean, one could only hope maybe a 4.5 f-stop, but I do think that for $1,000, this lens is definitely going to be a decent buy. Last but not least, Sony's going to be releasing updated versions of their wide-angle converter and their fisheye converter for both the 16mm and the new 28mm lenses. So there you have it, there you go, folks. I mean, we're looking at a lot of new glass for your ass to put on your A7s, your A7 Mark IIs, your A7Ss, the A6000s. These are the kinds of pieces of glass we were looking for. It's about being time. At any rate, thanks again for stopping here at the Photo Video Show. I'm your host, Mark Puckett, and I will see you guys again on the next one.